Hello, my name is Thomas, and today I'm going to show you the basics of Autodesk Inventor 2014. Alright, first what we want to do is we want to get the actual software downloaded on the computer. I already have it, but for those of you who do not have it yet, we will go get it. Alright, first we'll go to Google Chrome or your internet browser of choice, and then we will type student.autodesk.com, which is right here. So we'll load that, and then you'll see under Autodesk Software for Students and Educators, you will see three options: Student Software, Educator Software, and Institutional Software. What we want to do is under Student Software, we want to pick Secondary Students. Then you'll get this page with the nice little robots, so happy. And we want to go, it says free software for students, and what we will want to do is use the Inventor Professional. Click on that, and what you will do is you will sign in if you have an account already, or you will create a new account. Create your account and then sign in. I've already done this, so I will see you after you are done downloading the software. Okay, welcome back. Now what we will want to be doing is we will want to go to wherever you download the Autodesk Inventor and where you put it. You want to click on that, and I'll hope you want to be using Autodesk Inventor Professional 2014. If you are not, make sure you are, because that's all that I'm going to be doing all these lessons in. Okay. First screen you get up is the Autodesk Inventor Professional 2014 homepage. Okay, so you have all these options, and what you want to do when you're usually starting is if you have any projects that you already started, they'll usually be up in the recent files, where you can open new projects, or what we'll be doing is making a new project. Then this will pop up. This is just where it shows all the options you can do. Don't really worry about these three for right now. You can worry about just this section: sheet metal and standard. Never really use sheet metal unless you have a certain cutout on a certain project that you're doing. Usually we'll be using standard if it loads. Alright, there it goes. Let's make this a little bit bigger so we can see the full screen now. Alright, so this is the user interface, and I'll be going over this in just a minute. You guys catch up. So now what you want to do is you see all of these options up here. Alright, this is your control panel, and these are just different things you can do. So this right here is where you can get some new, make new parts, and it's just a faster way than actually going all the way to the eye and making a new. If you ever used any type of program like Word or anything, it's kind of laid out the same, but different options. So new, that's obvious. You have assembly, which we're not going to be working on right now. Drawing part is what we're mainly going to be working on. Presentation. Opening, if you have already a project that you already worked on or are working on, this is where you can open it. Save, that's self-explanatory. Save as, self-explanatory. Export. These are all the different options you can export on. You can export as an image, JPEG, PNG, TIFF, BMP, or PDF. CAD, you can export to DWG, which you will do occasionally. Export to DWF and send as DWF. Manage, you can make projects. I have feature catalogs, which is like making different folders and putting it all in one document. Designing assistant, it can track what you've been doing. Like an assistant helps you out. Refresh updates a session, or like say if you can get 2015, it will update with that. If your thing needs an update, it will update the software. Not really sure what this does, but I'm pretty sure it just tells you what you should be doing, almost like a Gantt chart. You can access, manage, and customize suite workflows. Like you can say, this is what I want to get done, and I'll help you prioritize stuff. Don't know, print. If you make a drawing or a sketch, you can sketch and print, or if you create something in 3D, then you can print it out on a piece of paper. But if you're printing on a 3D printer, you would go to export and do all that good MakerBot software, which will be another lesson. These are different things like material. You can make, say if I want my object to look, my 3D object to look like it's a piece of plastic, I can, metal, etc. I can select different faces and edges and everything else. Alright, so now I'm going to be explaining the sketch part. So first, what we want to do is make sure you are creating a 2D sketch. Creating a 3D sketch, you will do that later eventually. For right now, create a 2D sketch. Alright, these are all different planes. So you have your, let's go origin. So this is your YZ plane that is highlighted in red. That's your XZ plane, that's your XY plane, and then you'll get your, oh no you won't. Okay, so you can pick a plane. Most of the times I usually start out on the front because that's just the easiest thing to start out with. Alright, this is the user interface. Alright, let's go over some things over here. Alright, this is your wheel, or control wheel. If you like this, you can use it. I don't usually use this. Sometimes it's more of a hassle, but you might like it, so you can just go through things, and it's just easier way to do some things, but it follows you around. As you can see, it kind of gets annoying every once in a while. Grab, that's obvious. You can grab and move the object where you want it to be. This is just to like center point and zoom in to where the object is. This is free orbit, so I can just be like, okay, I can move it however I want. You see how the box in the corner, right corner, is like turning when I'm doing this? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. Press this and kind of, let's get back on point now. Let's click the home button and click front. Oh, yeah. This is the look at button. Well, as you can see, when you highlight over something, you can just get a brief understanding, or what is really nice, you could press F1 and it'll take you to a nice website. Let me actually bring this over to you. So you can see, like, it shows you different things. This is such a useful source. Make sure you use this when you need help. Okay, back to this. So we're on the front plane, and we have all what we're selected. Sketch 1, I already created a sketch. Okay. So we're on sketch 1. So you see all these different options in this ribbon. Okay. So for line, that's self-explanatory. You pick 2 points, and it'll make a line. So boom, 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 boom. Alright, you see how that's doing that? Alright, you see how it's green right there? That just means it's, you know, attached to that point, set point right there. Okay. As you go up, it gets a little bit more difficult, but not much. Alright, circle center point is pretty simple. You pick 2 places and you can make a circle. So I can go zoom and zoom, and that's a nice size circle. Arc, well no, not arc. A circle, tangent circle, you have to pick a couple lines to make the circle, and it'll make it. Boom. You see how that you pick the 3 lines and it makes a bigger circle around the smaller circle that we were doing originally. Now for arc, let's start with the center point arc. You pick 2 places and then you can go, you can make like a nice sketch of a point. Oh, that disappeared. Let's just do this. Can almost make like a nice, arc around something if you were making 2 points or something. Most of the time you will use tangent because that's just a little easier to use. You can pick 2 set points and you'll make the circle around it. And a 3-point arc is if you have 1 point there, then 1 point there, and then you make a point in the middle and it can make a nice radius of this. Alright, next is the rectangle. We will start out with the 2-point rectangle. And we have this, you put 2 points, then a 3-point, and then gets self-explanatory as you keep going on. Slot, this is good if you're making handles or something that's sort of tight. Spline, don't really use that a lot, but you can, it's kind of like an arc, but it's a little bit crazier because you can keep going with it and making something nice. If you're making a certain shape that you want, it's a really good useful tool, but it's really hard. Different other things, polygon, that's self-explanatory. Dimensions, so say if I want this end and this end to be 1 foot or 1 inch, it'll make it in 1 inch. It's really a useful tool. These are all different shapes, so it makes it how it sees it. As you keep going on, these are different constraints. This is a constraint that I put on this image. But I can make different constraints, saying if I want this line right here to be horizontal, turn it horizontal, that can be horizontal. This line horizontal, or if I want this line right here to be vertical, oh, maybe I can do it. I want this line to be vertical and it makes perfect square. These are equal constraints, so I want this same as this side, make it square, and you can just keep going. You can always like highlight these and they'll bring more detail into it. Keep going on, you get rectangular, circle, and mirror. Mirror, you can just copy an image, and circular, you can make a circular pattern. So let's say if I want to make a circular pattern in this square, I'll just make squares for as long as I want around the circle, circumference of the circle. Rectangle is just like the circle, but it makes a square. So if I had the square, it would just be another square inside of, square. Move, you can move stuff. Copy, rotate, trim. Trim is fun to use because you can just delete any side that you want. Extend, split, offset. You can make an image go farther, do other things. Yeah. So this is the basics of sketching and some different things that you can use. Like I said, this is the ribbon for the sketching, and it's pretty easy to understand, and you can learn a lot if you just click on a thing and just read what it has to say. I'm just giving you a brief overview, so it's not really all the information. If you want to learn more information, you can go to helpautodesk.com, and it'll go to a website and it will help you like I showed you before. And I hope this helps you out in the long term.